So, geometric sequence. So, yung objective natin for this meeting on learning geometric sequence is that we have to know the definitions. The definition of geometric sequence. Okay, welcome po. So, knowing the definitions, like the definition of the geometric sequence, the definition of the common ratio, the definition of the geometric means and series. The next is we're gonna try and identify a geometric sequence. So we have to know if what we're solving is a geometric sequence. So by learning this, uh, we can find if a geometric sequence, if it is a geometric sequence or it is not a geometric sequence. Next is knowing the formulas. The formulas are very important, especially one in particular, which I'll discuss later. So try to remember them as much as possible. Then next is finding the parts of a geometric sequence. First is the common ratio, the value of the term, the end term or general term, and the term placement of a value, which is like, let's say, okay, let's say what a sub n is a sub n is 16. So we have to find what is the number of n, which is the term placement value. Any questions so far? So mukhang wala naman. So moving on. First objective is knowing the definitions. Here is the definitions for the geometric sequence. First, of course, the definition of the geometric sequence itself. The geometric sequence, also known as a geometric progression, is a set of terms in which term after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by the same fixed number called the common ratio, which is represented as R. So what I want to show here is the main words that you can use to remember the geometric sequence itself. So the main words that you want to remember here in the definition is multiplying, because in arithmetic sequence we use addition. So, but here in geometric sequence we use multiplication. So you want to remember the word multiplying here, as well as the common ratio. Since the arithmetic has a common difference, here in geometric sequence, we have a common ratio. And note that the common ratio doesn't change. It's a constant. It's the same fixed number. Okay, moving on. The definition of the common ratio, again, is commonly represented as R, is a ratio between two consecutive numbers in a sequence. So if we divide a geometric sequence term with its preceding term, we will get the common ratio. The geometric mean and series, I will not tackle much into to the means and series, but I just put it here for reference. For the geometric mean is the central number in a geometric sequence, meaning it's the number in between two non-consecutive terms. And the geometric series is a sum of a geometric sequence. Understood po. Welcome po. I'll recap na lang po sa mga late. So far, yung mga andito na early, na-understand na po ba? Mas helpful po kung nag-ask kayo ng question dahil pumunta nga kayo dito para mag-aral pero hindi nyo maintindihan. So I will try to explain as much as possible for you to understand. So any questions po? Yes or no na lang po sa chat. So wala nagre-respond. So I'll just check that as you guys understand it. But we'll try to recap it. Don't worry. Next is identifying a geometric sequence here. So in identifying a geometric sequence, it's like the same as finding the common ratio. You divide the term with its preceding to get a ratio. And those ratio, uh, okay, wait, let me restart. So in a geometric sequence, we have terms like A1, A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, A sub 4, and so on. And all those terms, when you divide it with its preceding, they all have to be equal. So if you divide A sub 2 with its preceding, which is A sub 1, it should be the same as A sub 3 with its preceding A sub 2, and so on. Welcome po. Okay, so now that we know that they all have to be equal, so we can start try using it as an example. So let's say here, in 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, that's our sequence. So 4, its preceding is 2, 8's preceding is 4, 16 its preceding is 8, and 32 6. So we all divide those, and if all of them have a common ratio, and all of them are equal, then it's a geometric sequence. Any questions so far on identifying a geometric sequence? Madali, it's easy naman po. We're just gonna divide a term with its previous term. And if all of them have the same ratio, then it's a geometric sequence. Example pa isa, okay. Wait lang, stop sharing ko lang po. Tapos share ko yung okay. So I'll use this paint software for writing examples. So we'll give her one example. So let's say we have A1, A2, A3. Let's put it up to the fifth term. So let's use 3. 3, our common ratio is 3. So 3, 9, 9 times 3, 27. 27 times 3 is 81. And 81 times 3 is 243. So again, for us to identify if it is a geometric sequence, we will divide the term with its previous term. So for this case, 243 divided by 81. Let's use another 81 and 27. 27 and 9. And 9 with 3. So with the lowest term it. So 243 divided by 81, that would be 3. 81, 27, that would be 3. 27 divided by 9 would be 3. And 9 divided by 3 would be 3. Gets na po. So, kailangan niya lang po mag-equal. Pare-parehas ng ratio. Okay. Thank you, Zai. So we'll go back to the presentation po sa PPT. So next would be the formulas. The formulas are very important. So try to remember them as much as possible. Especially this one, the red, the one in red ink. A sub n equals to A sub 1 r to the power of n minus 1. We can use this formula to find all these. We can use those formula to find the common ratio, the value of terms, the general term, and the placement of the term placement value. So always remember this formula. Then for finding the ratio, if you have, it's the same as identifying the geometric sequence. So we just divide a term with its preceding, then we should get the ratio. Then here for means and series, I just put there for reference as well, because we might have to answer something later, which will be we'll answer something in the book. We'll use these formulas as reference to help solve those problems. So try to screenshot or memorize the formulas. So, so here for the means, I'll just explain it briefly. If the terms are given are positive, so we use this formula for the means if the terms are given are positive, but we put a negative sign on the first one if the terms are given negative. Here we have another two solutions for series. The first one is when we don't know the last term. So we use this formula if we don't know the last term. Then we use this formula if we know what is the last term. So, any question po for the formulas? So, mukhang wala naman po. So, we'll start on finding the common ratio. Okay, before we start actually trying to find these four, welcome po. So again, sa mga late po, i-explain ko na lang po pagtapos ulit. I'll do a quick recap again. So for finding these four, we will first know the parts of a geometric sequence. So, okay, let me start. Let's go back to the work. Okay, so here we have. So this here, over here, the a sub 1, a sub 2, that's what we call the terms. Over here is what we call the value of welcome. So this here, we call this the value of the term. The term. Here we call it, this is the common ratio. Sorry na lang sa sulat ko. And here is, this is the nth term. Oops, mali. So those are the four parts of a geometric sequence. As much as possible, we want to know all of them. So we'll first start on identifying the common ratio. So again, in the formula, the formula here, this one. Okay na lang. Yeah. So this is the formula for the common ratio. So let's try giving a sequence first. So a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, pangit na 3, a sub 4, and a sub 5. So let's try doing something simple first. So let's use 2. 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. To find the common ratio, we again divide the term with its preceding. So in this case, it will be 3216 or 16 to 18. No, 16 to 8, 8 to divided by 4, then 4 divided by 2. It doesn't matter because which you use, because if you already identified this as a geometric sequence, then you should know already as well the common ratio, which is R would be 4. Let's use 2 and 1. 2, which will be 2. So that is our common ratio. So very simple pa naman yan. So what if we don't have the terms in the middle? So we can't just divide 32 with 2. So what we can do is, remember, the formula that we have to remember always, which is a sub of n, a sub of 1, r power of minus. We always have to remember that. So we can use this formula to find the common ratio. So let's say a5, a1, r51 should be 32, a1, r51. Oh, okay, so 2. Okay, yes. Then since this is a variable, so we want to separate the number and put it here. Wait. No. So magiging 4 muna to. So 4R4 -2 32. Tama pa. Wait lang, solve ko lang. 4 magiging R4 square root 4. No.
That is division. Not 32
sorry,
minus 2.
sir. So it's not. Yeah, so in equations, so since this is a 2, t2, then we'll transfer it and it will become a division. So 32 divided by 2, then R4. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I made a mistake. So 32 divided by 2. Anyone answer? So type na lang sa chat box. Oh, wala na. So, sagutin ko na lang. So, 16 R4. So, we want to remove the 4 first. So, we can square root this by 4. So, we now have to find which uses 4 to 16. So, that would be, we can use first the common number. So, let's use 2. 2, 2, 4, 8, 16. So, 16 square root of 4, square root of 4, that would be 2 and
Fourth
r.
root, not the square of 4.
Fourth root, yes. Okay, thank you, sir. I'm not very familiar with the term, so thank you very much, sir. So the fourth root, and that we fourth root it, and it will be 2. So we now have our common ratio. Any questions so far? Pwede ko ulitin dahil medyo magulong ako. Any questions? Okay, mukhang wala naman. So, let's say,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So once you have the ratio, it's 2, no? So by the
Yes,
way, once you have the fourth root of 16, it's really 2, no? When you raise 2 to 4, it gives you 16, isn't it? It's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 times na lahat yun. So it's giving you 16. So really, the ratio is 2, no? And then, okay, continue writing now, ano? To check. Uh, what do you call this? John Rain. If you have your ratio, multiply that ratio to that first term, A1, which is 2, no? And then
that would
see if
be 4,
succeeding
yes.
terms will uh, be actually in progression reaching 32. Because if that ratio is incorrect, you cannot reach the first or the fifth term, no? Okay. Did you get that, class? Okay. Once you have the ratio, which is equal to 2 from John Rain's solution, then you see the progression. You check it until you reach 32, which is correct, no? Because if that ratio is giving you another number, then by all means that 32 will never be reached. Did you get that, class? Ako ha. Okay, ganun po yan. Okay, sige. Go lang, Janre.
Okay, so thank you, sir. So let's say, let's give another problem or for example. So what if we don't have the first term? We only have A2 and A5.
Okay, very good. Sige lang.
So what we can do here is put A2. We'll put it in the formula first. So A2, A1, n minus, wait, 2 minus 1 is 4. We will write it as like that. So we'll write the A5, the A sub 5 in the formula as well. So A sub 5, A1
Baka
R.
malito sila. Yung 2 minus 1 mo, balik ka doon. Okay, that
Baliktad
is
po.
n minus 1, ha? Okay, kasi
Yes.
baka nalilito sila.
Alright.
Okay. Pagka baka starter kasi ganyan sila, no?
So
So
n,
always uh, refer to that formula class, okay? Dun sa A sub of n is equal to A1R n minus 1, no? Raised to n minus 1. Pakibura mo yung 4 dyan. Sige. Okay, huwag yung kakalimutan yan, ha? Okay, yung 2, palitan mo ng n minus 1 muna. Yan. Yung 2 minus 1, palitan mo ng n minus 1. Medyo baka nahihilo sila. Okay,
okay,
yan.
so
Yung 2 minus 1, yung 3 minus 1 yan, palitan mo muna lahat ng n minus 1.
okay, so A and
Yan,
A1
lahat.
R and minus 1. So that is the formula that we always have to remember here in the geometric sequence.
Okay, sige,
So
go.
again, we're going back. We have to find the common ratio. Common ratio. Since we don't have A1, so we can't really use this. So we'll just try to answer. So we'll try to use the terms we have right now to solve for our common ratio. So let's write the our second term using here this formula. So A sub 2 is A1R n 2 minus 1. Then here in A5 as well, A5, A1R, it is 5 minus 1. So after that, we'll just replace this A2 and A5 with their value 4 and 32. So what we're gonna do right here now is divide them. So we'll try to put the higher term in the numerator. So 3 A1 R 5 minus 1. Wait, uh, 5 minus. Okay, so before we do that, let's go back here. Let's go back here. So I'm sorry. So let's try to answer this first, which is 2 minus 1, which will be 1, and 5 minus 1, which will be 4. So after we do that, we can just put it here, here for dividing. So 4, then we divide it with terms for 8. So 4 equals A1 R, then R. Always remember that there's always a 1 here in exponent. We just don't always treat it. So A1 is, we remove that. So R R raised to the power 4 to divided by R, that would be R3, then 32 divided by 4, which would be
Open your mic if you have
a,
questions, class, okay? Para masagot namin ni John rin.
so which would be 32 divided by 4 would be 8. So since we have to remove the exponent, so we will try to cube root it. Then cube root of 8, which would be 2, and
Don't
R.
forget to cube root the R cube. Because I'm seeing R cube. Square root of R cube.
So any questions so far?
John Rain. Do
Yes,
not
sir.
forget to cube root the R cube. Because I'm seeing it's the square root of R cube.
There.
Iyan. Okay.
My
Tapos magka-cancel yung cube root at saka yung cube. May iwan na lang yung R. Okay, very good.
So any questions so far? I can try to recap, re-explain again if you don't understand. Chat box po sa mic. Questions.
It's hard to actually type your questions, no? If you want to open your mic, you can open your mic now.
Hindi mo pa rin gets. So, yung overall na kung paano kuhain yung roots, like from the very start. So, which part? Which part exactly?
Sige, open mo yung mic mo, Stephanie.
Which part of lahat? Okay, so we'll try to go back to the very first. So, magulo nga yung explanation ko dahil hindi nga ako masanay magturo sa lahat, lalo na sa marami. So, medyo na-nervous ako. Nag-scramble yung words ko. So, sorry na lang doon. So, I'll try again. So, let's
Wag mo
go
lang
back.
erase. Wag mo erase.
Okay. So,
Can you undo that? Okay,
I can just make another layer. So, I'll just hide this so I can just
okay,
so we'll
sige.
just, so let's try again. A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3, A sub 4, A sub 5. Okay, so let's use 2 again. 2, 3, 4, 8, 16, 32. Let's use that again. So, in finding the roots, we can use this formula, which is dividing the term with its preceding, which is an minus 1 in which case, so it would be A2 divided by 2. No, the A sub 2 divided by A sub 1 and A sub 3 divided by A sub 2. So we're just going to divide the term with its preceding. So let's try A sub 3 and A sub 2 this time. So A sub 3 and A sub 2, which would be 8 and 4. 8 divided by 4 would be 2.
Okay, can you stop there, John Rain? Because this is will be basic, no? Everybody, okay? So you do not dwell in having that formula, no? R is equal to A subscript of N. Listen, Stephanie. Over A subscript of N minus 1. Okay? Okay, those are what? Just representations of your terms. Okay? Baka kasi hirap na hirap kayo dyan, nandyan pa rin kayo, hindi nyo naiintindihan yan, no? Ang ibig sabihin ng A subscript of N, hindi yan yung A1. Dapat siya yung current. Okay. So for this case, yung ginamit ni John Rain, tignan nyo. Makinig ng mabuti, no? Kasi nagdo-dwell pa rin kayo doon. Okay. Yung A3, bakit naging A3 yan? At bakit 8 yan? Tignan nyo. Kasi nga yung 8 na value, pang third term yan. The value is 8, but that is the third term. Notice that N there is subscript of 3. O, ikalat yung mata nyo, ha? Okay, can you actually spread your eyes? Okay. If A3 or 3 refers to N, then down. You see the denominator, it's N minus 1. 3 minus 1, it's 2. So, see, no, automatic, the denominator is just beside it. It is the preceding term. Okay? For the case of 8, it's just the 4. Okay, naiintindihan ba, Stephanie? You do not dwell with that kasi paulit-ulit na lang tayo dyan, no? We've been repeating that formula over and over. It's R is equal to A subscript of N over A subscript of N minus 1. It is but the current term over the preceding. Ako ha? Okay, lagi pong ganun. Okay, if it's 32, it's over 16, not over 8. No? 32 over 16, 16 over 8, 8 over 4. So it means to say, whatever you assign there as subscript for letter N, you see that the denominator, it is diminishing by 1, no? Laging ganun, automatic. Okay, sige, Stephanie, I want to hear from you, chat box. Naiintindihan ba yon? Kasi it's so basic. If you do not understand that AN or A subscript of N over A subscript of N minus 1, hello, kahit pagturo pa yan na paulit-ulit si John Maray, hindi nyo maiintindihan. Okay. Stephanie, naiintindihan na? Yung very basic? Opo, okay. Tandaan mo yan, ha? So if I ask, R is equal to A subscript of N over A subscript of N minus 1. If I ask, okay, between 8 and 4, which is A subscript of N minus 1? Huwag mo sabihin sa akin, 8, no? Kasi mali ka na, no? It should be the 8, the 4, no? Between 8 and 4. Okay, laging ganon, no? Okay, A, again, let's clear it up. Okay, it's not even a formula. Okay? Those are representation. A subscript of N over A subscript of N minus 1 are representation. Okay, if you want to have the formula for those subscript, you may, no? Because nahihilo kayo. Paulit-ulit na lang eh. Okay, sige, continue, John Rain.
Okay, so since we already find open the mic. Oh, there we go. So since we find the common ratio by using the normal way, I would say. So what if, okay, what if we don't have the terms in the middle? What if we don't have,
For that case, it is but uh, geometric means. Am I right, John Rain?
yes,
Okay,
it's a,
given the terms, the extreme terms, no? They are extremes. Sa dulo, no? And beginning. A2, there A3 and A4 class is what we call the geometric means, no? They're missing the middle. Okay, sige. He's solving it for you guys.
so how can we find the root for this one? So we can go back to the formula that we always have to remember here in geometric sequence is a sub of n and a sub of 1 r to the raised to n minus 1. We can use that formula to find the root for these two terms, the extremes. So let's use this. So a5. So a5, we'll put here a5, then a1, mhm, a1 r power of n, which is 5 minus 1. Let's write their value now. So it will be 32. A1 is 2. We don't know r, so we'll just put it as r. So and 5 minus 1. Let's put a bracket there.
You always check the patterns, okay? Okay. N should always be the same subscript and your power or exponent, ha? Hindi pwede magkaiba yan, Stephanie. Okay, go.
So then we'll minus 5 minus 1, which would be 32 to r, then 4. Then we will put 2 here to separate. It will be a division. So 32 divided by 2.
Okay, that's better. And then write everything
Then it
there and
would
then
be
divide it
r.
by 2.
Yes, so 32 divided by 2. Let's put it here. 32
John
divided
Rain,
by,
you go back there. You go
yes,
back there. You
yes.
write the 2r raised to 4 and then over 2 sa right side. Right side. Right side.
So
No,
30,
that's okay. 2 over 2.
oh, 2 over 2 here. Correct?
No, 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 no. Okay, sige. Right, 32 over 2.
32 over 2, then 2
No,
here as well.
wag mo munang lalagyan ng over 2. Kasi may hilo sila. Wag dyan. Yung ginawa mo kanina. Okay, sulat ka. 32 over 2.
No,
Hindi dyan,
32,
hindi dyan.
32
Yan.
over 2.
Equals, right, 2r raised to 4 over 2.
Over
Kasi yung
2.
mga yan, may mga ganyan talaga, beginner pa rin sila up to now, no? Okay, you see class, no? If you are to actually get rid of 2, what are you going to actually do? Your aim is for your r raised to 4 to be alone, no? So both sides, left and right, divide it by 2. Okay. So 32 over 2. Okay, sige dyan rin. 16. Diyan ka na sa taas. And then if you notice, 2 over 2 there will just be divided. Yan, cancel. Okay. So that's r raised to 4. Continue.
Okay, so after that, so since our r here still has an exponent, so we'll try to get rid of that exponent. So we will both root this by 4, fourth root. Then the fourth root of 16 would be 2, 2, 2, 2,
Okay, if
8.
you're going to be asking, no, sige, just continue that. If you're going to be asking, no, why fourth root, no? Bakit hindi siya square root? Bakit hindi siya cube root? Bakit hindi siya fifth root? Okay, because of the power 4, no? R raised to 4. Okay, so sa radical, kung hindi naituro ni Mama Raya o naituro niya at na-miss niyo, it's always that, no? The reverse of a square root, sabi nga ganun, of square root is a square, or the reverse of a square is a square root. For that case, the reverse of the power of 4 is a fourth root, no? Laging ganun. Okay, hindi pwedeng magkaiba yan. The reverse of a cube root is a cube. Okay, that's raised to 3. Laging ganun, class, ha? Tatandaan niyo po yan. Kaya, bakit kaya siya fourth root? Saan galing yun? Hinulaan ba ni John Rain? Hindi po, no? Kasi you want to eradicate raised to 4, no? Or get rid square root of 4. Sorry, the raised to 4, no? Power of R, power of 4. So, reverse ng power of 4, it's the fourth root, not the square root, cube root. Tandaan nyo lagi yan. Okay, sige, go na, John Ray.
Okay, so now that we found the ratio, so we can now find the next term.
Can you cancel na
Sorry.
yung fourth root? Can you cancel the fourth root and then the 4 power sa taas?
Okay,
Kasi
okay.
lagyan mo lang ng cancellation.
So
Yan.
4, that's 4.
Lagyan mo ng cancel. Pati yung symbol. Yung index na 4 at saka yung symbol, i-cancel mo rin yung symbol.
Yes.
Iyan. Ganyan dapat. And may iwan dyan, class. R lang, ha? For your 16. Okay, sige. Paano
That
natin
would
iti-treat
be 2.
yan? Okay, 2
So
yan. Dapat alam nyo yan, ha? 2 raised to 4 yan, ha? Okay. Kasi yung 16 ay 2 raised to 4, of course, no? Like having square root of 4, it's 2 times 2. Fourth root of 16. You have to have the factors of 16. What are they? It's 2, no? How many? 4 of them, no? 4 of 2s. Okay, ganun dapat yun. Naintindihan, Stephanie? Tingnan natin si Stephanie. Naintindihan ni Stephanie? Okay. Sana makakaisip ka ng 16. Ilan sila, no? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Apat yun. Fourth root yan. Kaya yan, 2, ha? Okay, tandaan nyo. Sige, John Rinko.
Okay, so now that we have the root, let's try to confirm if it's correct. So a sub 2, 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 times 2 is 32. So we got the square root correct. So what if now naman we don't have
Huwag ka muna
let's go back.
magbubura, ha? Huwag ka magbubura.
Yes. So
Balik ka doon. Yeah. Yeah, sige. Okay. Kung napansin nyo, ha? A sub of 2, A sub of 3, A sub of 4. Sa review natin ngayon, bibigay ko yan. Geometric means yan, ha? We call that geometric means class, okay? So in this process, by John Rain, you can actually have the geometric means. Naku, ha? Okay. Ano pa ang way of determining your geometric mean? Sige nga, John Rain.
By
yung
getting
yung dalawa, yung 2 and 32.
Okay, so you can get the geometric mean by multiplying the two extremes and square rooting it. Okay,
sige, go. Sulat mo dyan, sa baba.
So which would be 2 times 32 times 32, 64. Square root of 64, which would be 8.
Okay. What are you getting? It's the very middle, huh?
Yeah, the very middle.
Okay, a subscript of 3. Okay? Okay, for as long as there are 5 terms there, no? But it won't work if there are 4 terms, no? This one, it's okay. And then what about the a sub of 2?
The a sub of 2, so we just have to use the term we just found, which is a sub 3.
Okay, sulat mo dyan.
With the same we're gonna do the same. We're gonna multiply it with and square root it. So 2 times 8 would be
Can
16,
can you prolong yung square root mo
which
dun sa
would be
32?
4.
Baka mahirapan sila.
Hmm?
Square root. Yung square root, pakihabaan mo yung taas.
There.
Yan. Okay, naintindihan niyo yung ginagawa ni John Rain? Then what about a sub of 4?
So again, we're just gonna multiply again the extremes. With for this one, it would be 8 and 32. So wait, wala nang space.
Sige, okay lang.
So again, we're gonna times it. So 8, multiply it and square root it. So 8 times 32 would be
2 to
8 times
16. 2, 4,
which
257. Ay, 256.
256. Then square root it, that would be 16.
16.
At 16.
Okay, did you get it? Okay, sige. Kung nakuha, type kayo dyan. Yes or no? Pa-type. Tumatawa kung sino man tumatawa dyan. Hoy, kawawa naman si John Rin, na? Hindi naman kawawa si John Rin. Kayo yung kawawa, ha? Kung hindi kayo nakikinig. Oh, continue.
Okay, so we'll continue again. We're gonna try to do this again. So what if we don't have a sub 1? So we can do here is use the two terms that we already have and use it with the formula that we always have to remember in geometric sequence, which is a sub and a sub equals to a sub 1 r raised to n minus 1. So we're just gonna put the a sub 2 and a sub 5 in the formula. So 4 equals to a sub 1. We don't have a sub 1, so it's just gonna be the thing remain. We don't have the ratio, so that's just remain. Then the n, which is 2 and minus 1. 2 minus 1 will be equals to 1. Then for the a sub 5 now, so it would be 32 equals to a sub 1. We don't have a sub 1, we don't have the ratio, and n would be a 5. It would be 5 minus 1, it would be a before.
Pakibura mo yung mga yan. Ayan. Ayan.
Oh, what?
Yung 1
Saan
dyan
po?
at saka 4, hindi niya nabuburahin, ha? Okay, 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. Okay, I'm referring to the exponent. O, sige, wag mo nang burahin yan. Okay, sinong may question dyan?
Question.
Okay.
Okay, so continue again. So we're gonna put the higher term here at the top for the numerator. We're gonna divide it now. So 32 equals 81. So 32 divided by 4, which would be 8. A sub 1 divided by a sub 1, which would be cancelled. Then r raised to 4 divided by r, which would be r3. Remember that there's always a 1 here. Even though you can't see it, there's always a exponent of 1 there. So that would mean so 4 minus 1, which would be 3. Then we have to remove.
Okay, in the process, you always remember this, okay? That the ratio is actually the current term over the preceding term. For that case, the power that is larger, no, for ratio, like r is to 4, r raised to 4 is larger than, of course, the r raised to 1 only, no? So it is that, no? It's never the opposite of it. It's not r over r raised to 4. Hindi malaki ang maliit ang denominator, no? Okay, it can never be that the denominator is larger than the numerator. Laging ganun, ha? Pattern yun sa ratio. O, sige, continue, John Rain.
So continue on. After we divide it, we'll try to remove the cube here in R. So to remove that, we have to cube root it. So we both cube root it. So cube root of 8 would be 2. The cube root with R, that would cancel both and the radical sign. So it would just left with R. Then there is our common ratio. Any questions?
Okay, sige. I think okay na sa kanila yan. Next, punta na tayo sa series. It's the same number. I want that same number.
Series po.
Okay, the 2, 4, the 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Okay, series na tayo, class.
Actually, sir, we were planning that tomorrow we would be discussing in means and series. So what I'm just
Okay,
covering right
sige.
now is trying to find the 4 parts, which is here, the terms, the value of the terms, the common
Okay.
ratio, and the end term. That's what I'm just covering right now.
Okay, sige. So, Eliza will be next tomorrow?
Yes,
Yes, sir,
yes po.
tomorrow.
Okay, sige. Ayan,
So,
no? Okay, try to actually study in advance also apply the formula, okay? Eliza will just actually what do you call this? Reteach or recap everything, no? It's always, no? It's good to be actually study in advance.
Yes,
Okay,
the funny
same
question.
terms po.
Wait
Okay,
lang.
I'm telling everybody, ha? Okay, 2, 4, 6, sorry, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Doon pa rin kayo maglaro. Okay, mag-series din kayo doon. Yes.
Sir, ask ko lang po, sir, kung paano po siya naging 2R, yung sa 2 po.
Ito? This?
Sige, lakihan mo nga siya. Ayan. Kasi pag hindi kayo nakikinig last year, tinuro ni Mama Ryan, kung hindi kayo nakikinig, pag ganito po yan ha, hindi pa kayo tapos. Okay. So, grade 10, 11, and 12. And then, pag college na kayo. Okay, makikinig pa rin kayo ha. 10, 11, 12. Sa math teacher nyo. Kasi nga, spiral ang math. Pag hindi kayo nakinig last year noon, ako, spiral yan, no? Connect yan. Okay, sige. Explain mo dyan rin.
Ito ba yung sinasabi mo, which is R to the least to
Hindi
2
po,
minus
yung
1?
Yung cube root of 8 daw. May
yung
factors kasi ang 8. Stephanie, ito. Stephanie, di ba, doon sa loob ng cube root, turo mo nga, ayan. Yung 8 yan, may factors yan. Okay, sige. Try to actually create a factor for 8. 4 at saka 2. Sulat mo dyan, 4 at saka 2. Okay, sa calculator, hindi ko alam kung paano mo siya pipindutin, no? Pero inaalaw ko kayong gumamit ng calculator. Pero how do you actually use your calculator? It's up to you. Sa YouTube meron. Okay, yung 8 may 4 times 2, Stephanie. Okay, sulat mo nga dyan, Ray. Pero yung 4, meron pa rin factors. Ano yon? 2 times 2. So, ilang 2 na ang meron sa 8? Tatlo na. No? So, yun yung tawag. 2 times 2 times 2. Tatlo yan. Equals 8. Yan yung hinahanap mo. Kaya siya naging 2, no? Ibig sabihin, cube root of 8, may hinahanap kang factors ng 8 na isang number lang na pag binultiply mo, no, how many times? Yung index, okay, yung cube root, index will tell you how many times? It's 3 times. Okay, 2 times 2 times 2, bibigay ng 8. So, 2 yung hinahanap mo, kaya siya naging 2, Stephanie. Naintindihan? Open mo lang yung mic mo. 3 minutes na lang tayo.
Apo,
Hana,
okay na
Stephanie?
Apo.
Yan, naalala mo na yan. Ayan. So, ang assignment mo ngayon, kung paano mong pindutin ang lahat po kayo. Sa YouTube, how to actually key in, okay, use your scientific calculator, okay, with those cube root, fourth root, fifth root, kung seventh root man yan or what, no? Okay, you try, no? Watch the YouTube. Okay, sige. Okay na, Stephanie? Okay, John
Opo,
Ray,
sir.
sige, go back to you.
Okay, so since we only have a few minutes left, I'll try to explain it a bit faster now. So if you still have any problems, you can just ask me later. So let's try finding the second one, which would be the value of the term. So again, we'll be using the formula, which is a sub of n and a sub of 1 r and minus 1. So let's say a sub of 3. No. A sub of 1 is 3. Our common ratio is 3. And we're trying to find a sub of 4. So to find a sub of 4, we'll be using again this formula. So here will be the process. So a sub n, since we don't know, ah, it is a is 4. Then since we don't know the value of a sub 4, so we'll just put it there as a sub 4. Then a sub 1, which would be 3. Then our ratio, which would be 3. So let's put a bracket there. Then raised to n, which is 4, minus 1. So that would be 3 times 3 raised to the power of 3. Then 3 3 cube would be 3, 9, 27. 3 3 times 27 would be
81.
81.
81. Okay.
So that there. So that's it.
Okay. So that's the situation, no? There's a lot of situations in the math skills milestones, no? There are various situations there and try to actually solve. Okay, may question pa kayo dito? And try to actually, what do you call this one? Familiarize yourself in those formulas, no? Okay. So can you write this formula down, r is equal to 3? John Lin. A
Hmm?
subscript of n, pakisulat.
Is
A subscript of n is equal to A subscript of n minus 1 times r. Okay. Class. Okay. In this case, can we actually use this formula if we only have first term, which is 3, unknown is 81? Tanggalin mo nga yung 81 dyan, Rain. But we do have this formula, right? Hindi yan. Yung sa taas.
Oh.
Okay, yan. Okay. Isn't it that this A sub of n is unknown and we have this formula, no? Okay, what does that mean? It is but generating, no? Generating the succeeding terms. It is but the preceding yan, n minus 1. Or if you want to have that, the next term, multiply mo lang yung ratio. Pero dito, hindi natin alam ang ratio, no? We don't know the ratio, and we do not know the preceding also, no? Okay. You think, can I generate the next term a sub of 2 if I do not have the ratio? I cannot. Okay? Because there's no two consecutive terms magkadikit, no? There's just, there are terms written, no? Beside each other. I cannot, no? Without those, I cannot have the ratio. So I cannot use this. Why? Because a subscript of n minus 1 is just the preceding, no? For this case, we can actually have the a sub of 1, but there's no ratio, no? So we cannot use this. Did you get that? That is why John Lane is having that second option formula. That is why this one is created by the mathematicians, no? Okay, naintindihan? Ito po. Okay. So, dapat dyan, R is equal to, ay, sorry, given pala ang 3, no? Okay.
Yes, given in
Given
3.
ba ito? Oh, given yan. Oo, sorry. So, kung given yan, we can generate, no? And even if you do not solve the way John Rain passes it, you can generate until you reach 8 to 4. How? Sige, John Rain, you can tell them. Okay, use that. A subscript of n is equal to the preceding times R. Sige. Taas mo yung
So,
R is equal to 3 dyan. Isulat mo
so,
yan. Kasama pala yung
so
R is
A,
equal to 3 sa taas.
which one,
Sulat
sir?
mo yung R is equal to 3 yan. Yung R is equal to 3, sulat mo dyan
Arc
sa...
equals to 3.
Itaas mo pa yan. Kasi space mo yan eh. Itaas mo yan. R is equal to 3 is given class, no? And the subscript of 1, the first term. Ayan, okay. How do you use this? Okay, tingnan nyo si John Ray.
So we can use this by, so we can find the next term. So let's say we're finding A sub 2, and A sub 2, then n, the preceding term, n minus 1,
2
which would be
minus
2
1.
minus 1, which would be A1,
1.
and times R, that would
He is
be
referring
A
to the
sub of
formula
2,
down, ha?
this one.
Okay, sige.
So this would be A sub of 1 is 3 times 3. So 3. So 3 times 3 would be 9. So that is our A sub 2.
But you want to actually solve for A4. Can you do that? Class? Yes. That is why it's in progression, no? Nagpo-progress tayo. You can, no? You can generate the next terms. Okay. So you do not stop in having 9, no? Okay. To what number are you going to multiply 9 for your next term, no? For you to solve the next term. It will be 3 again. 9 times 3, it's 27. Times 3, it's 81. Okay. Yun yung sinasabi nating manual kayo, no? Okay. Para kayo nagmamanual. Naintindihan? Okay. Sige, burahin mo yung... huwag mo burahin yung formula. Okay na ba yung formula sa baba? Okay. Was it, what do you call this one? Clarified to you now? Is it clear to you now? That we can also actually use this formula, not just that formula on top alone. Okay, that is clear to you, huh? Okay, sige. The formula down, John Rain. Yung formula down, can you erase it? Yan, lahat yan. Okay, A2 is equal to 9, and then A3 is equal to, can you write it now? A3, sa baba niyang A2. A3.
A3 and...
Okay, tuloy-tuloy mo lang yan hanggang mag A4 ka.
A4?
Hindi.
Hindi ko get set.
The way you solve A2, show it for A3 and
Okay.
A4.
Okay. So A, the preceding term, which would be 9 times R,
Ano yan, ha?
which A3, 9 times 3, which would be
It's not
27.
A anymore, but it's A2, ha? John Rain, nawala ka na. Oo. Yung A mo, hindi na siya A... yan. 2 na yan. Kasi A3 yung isa.
Yes, the preceding po.
Ayan. The preceding, it's A2. Then next, last.
Let's write it here. Which would be A4, the preceding of A4, which would be 3 times
A3.
R. Then we put the value,
Yes.
which would be 27. Then 3, 27 times 3, which would be 81.
81. Okay, then you stop there because you're looking for A4. Okay. So which one is, do you think is better, no? And it's so short. Okay. Papiliin mo nga yan si Stephanie. Stephanie, kung ikaw ay magsasolve ng a to the 4 or sa a subscript 4, anong mas madali? Ito, yung una, the first one, or the second one? Okay, pili.
Sir, can you repeat po?
If you were going to actually choose, no, between two formula. Okay, there are two formula there, ha? Sulat mo nga ulit yung formula doon sa baba ng r is equal to 3. John Rain, sa baba ng r is equal to 3. Yung a sub of n is equal to sa taas. Sa taas. Huwag dyan. Baba ng r, isingit mo dun sa baba ng r is equal to 3. Yan. Sa baba.
Sa baba po.
Ibaba mo pa. Yan. Yan. Okay. Sige, pili ka dyan. Ano ang mas gusto mo? Yung unang ginawa ni John Rain o yung pangalawa? Kasi pareho lang yan. Consume ka ng time sa isa. Stephanie, saan ka dyan kung pipili ka? Unang
Sir,
formula, pangalawang formula?
yung una po.
Yung una, very good. Kasi konti lang isusulat mo, no? Okay. Naintindihan. Kasi pag sinabi ni Sir Romel, gagamitin ng formula. Okay? Gagawin mo talaga yung second, no? As in, yung pong. So if I'm going to outline, say, you process that 81, okay, use the formula, then you have to have those solutions written, no? Okay, hindi pwedeng manghula, mano-mano. Pero you can do that. 3 times 3, it's 9 times 3, it's 27 times 3. Okay, basta yung preceding, no? Okay, sige. We are learning now, right? Is everybody learning? Baka yung iba tulog lang, no? For attendance, no? Bahala kayo, ha? Okay. So, sana meron kayong product. Okay, meron pa dyan, Rain? O okay ka na?
Meron pa pong dalawa. So, bibilisan ko na lang po dahil ubos na nga yung
Okay.
time. So, finding the nth term and general term now. So, again, we're gonna use the usual formula, which is a sub of n, a1, r, and minus 1. So, we will be using that. So, to solve for the general term, so let's give a geometric sequence first. So, let's use 2, 4, 8. Let's use that again. So, because it's very simple. So, solve for the the general term. So we'll be finding the n. So a n should be then the first term should be 2. If we divide it, we would have our common ratio, which would be 2. So we would have 2, 2, and minus 1. That is our general term. That's it. We just wrote it down. It's already a general term.
What about
Any-
finding the first term, no? Given just the next term.
Okay, so let's try finding the first term. So here, so a sub of 1, we'll write
Is
it down.
unknown, no? So, tanggalin mo yung 2 as unknown, the first term. And we see if you can have it there. Okay? 2 will be
Sir,
solved.
can you repeat, sir?
Okay, so you try to solve the first term.
Yes, I will try to.
The other terms.
Okay, so let's say we don't have this. Let's try to solve for the first term. So let's use, say, a sub 2, a sub 3. Let's test it down so we won't get parang dito yung malito. So we'll use a sub of 2, a sub of 1, then our ratio and n minus 1. Let's put 2 here now. So then we put the values. So 4 equals to a1, since we don't know the common ratio, which would be 2. which and 2 minus 1, which would be 1. So that would be the same. So then we're gonna transfer this. We divide it. 2, then 2, cross out. Then 4 divided by 2, which would be 2. So 2 is your A1. Any
Okay.
questions?
So for that matter, 4 and 8 s- should be existing, okay? I- delete mo yung 16 and 32 dun sa given. 16 and 32, even if you do not have those two, 16 and 32, no? But you do have 8 and 4, okay? And the statement is saying it's a geometric sequence, then you can solve for the first term. Did you get that, class? Okay, ganun lang siya kadali. Okay? Or if second term and third term is are not existing and the other terms are existing, no? And those terms are giving you the value for your ratio. Remember that, no? You need the ratio also. Because if you do not have the value of the ratio, you cannot solve the first term. Did you get me? Okay, ganun siya. And always think of that. No, it's not always magic that if John Rain will be writing, Eliza will be writing, and Sarah will be writing there. Try to figure out also, no, why is 2 minus 1 became 2 minus 1, no? Okay. It came from original, it's letter N, no? Always, no? Subscript letter N and an N that is an exponent, no? It's raised to. Okay, they are related. It's always. It's not a magic. Okay, remember that. Okay, ano pa dyan, Rain?
Okay, so we'll be going to the last one. So what if so our sequence, so let's say A sub 1, let's use 2 again. Then we also have, let's just put it on the extreme. So is AN, which is 18. So we don't know the value of n's. So we'll try to solve for the
Are you
value
done,
of n.
Lexter? Ay,
Y-
sorry.
hmm?
Sorry. I'm talking to
Okay.
the. Sorry, I'm speaking to my speaking to my tutor. Sorry.
So we'll try to solve for n here. Please know. So we can use again the formula a sub of n a1 rn minus 1. So we'll be using that. Since we know the value of an, so that would be 18. We know the value of a1, which is 2. So let's just put the common ratio. I forgot to put the common ratio. Common ratio should be there. So we have the common ratio, but we don't know the value of n. So we just put n there, then n minus 1. So we'll just try to simplify it until we hit. So a so we'll put here, which would be 8 divided by 18 divided by 2, which would be 8. Let's just put it there again. 2 be 8. Wait, no, that's 9. Then we'll have 2n minus 1. wait, wait lang. Mm, medyo nalito ka rin ako. So, ah, Hmm. Three. This is not. Two. Okay, so I made a mistake on the geometric sequence. So let's just start. So 16. I made a mistake on the geometric itself. So let's rewrite again. So an, we already know the value of an 16. Then a1 should be 2. Then the common ratio 2. Oops. The n we don't know, n minus 1. Then we'll transfer 2 here. So to remove 2, we divide it by 2. 2, 16 divided by 2, which would be 8. Then we have 2 and minus 1. So here's when things gets tricky. So we want to compare the common ratio with 8 we have here right now. So since it's 2, so let's try to find it. Let's try multiplying 2, keep multiplying 2 by itself to get 8. So at this case, so 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So that would be 2 cube equals 2 and 1. Then we just take since the values are already equal, so and the exponents are not, so we'll just do the exponents. So let's put the exponents here. 3 equals n minus 1. We put the n here, change it, it would be a positive, and 3 plus 1, it would be 4, and 4. So n would be 4. Medyo nalito rin ako dun. So, any questions? We can
For
try.
that case, the value is given, no? It's 16. But you do not know what term is that, no? For that case, it arrived to, or the solution is the fourth term, no? How do you do that? Okay, that's it, no? You have the values, but those values will actually give you the n term, no? The nth term, no? What term is that? That's 16. Okay, in that progression or in that geometric sequence. Okay, tama yan, no? Okay, ulitin ko. 16 over 2. Okay, very good. 2. Okay. So, by essence, you're just looking for letter n, no? By essence. And then, you cannot actually solve for letter n if the base are in both left and right, no, sides of the equation is not equal. Which base is that? Should be 2. Okay, those numbers should be expressed in the same basis, no? Like for 8, it was converted, no, to having base that is 2 raised to 3. That's not raised to any number but 3. Okay, raised to 3 is 8. 2 raised to 3. Okay, and then if you do have the base also in the other side that is 2, then it's okay to actually equate now the exponents only. It's 3 is equal to n minus 1 because they have the same base. That is your aim, no? Same base first. But if you cannot, then there's no way to actually solve for letter n, no? Remember that n is referring to the nth term, which is the fourth term. Did you get me? Nakuha ba? Ayan. Okay, very good. Buti naman tinuro niya yan at hindi ko na ituro yan. Okay, what else? Anyone?
Any
Naintindihan niyo ba
questions?
yung sinasabi ni Dan Ray? Okay. So, he got that 3, those are exponents. And then is equal to n minus 1. And n transpose the negative 1, no? Okay, wag kayong magsusulat ng n is equal to. Do not, no? If n is in the right side or it's in the left side, retain the what they call this one, the unknown variable, uh, where side it is, okay, to what side it is located, left or right, para hindi kayo malito, untouched. It's like that. Very good, no? Transpose -1 becomes a plus. So 3 plus 1 becomes 4 equals to n. Very good. Next. Meron ka
So
pa, John Rain?
that's all po. So I just want to wait. Let me go back to the formulas. So before I end my discussion po, so I will just give a simple tip from what I learned. So here in this formula, just keep on thinking, what if one of them was missing? So what if R was missing? What if A sub N was missing? What if N was missing? What if A sub 1 is missing? So just keep playing with the formula until you find the value. So even here in series, if you have a series, but you don't have N, you can use this for you can actually use this formula. So uh, that's all I could say. Mm, just try to expand. Try to deepen. What do you call this? Mm,
Explore. Is it explore?
uh, no, no. Curious. There we go. Try to be curious on.
Okay, very good.
So try to be curious. So what if we don't really have one of these things in the formula? So try to be curious and try to find it out. So that's all I can see for this mini tutorial. So if you have any more questions, you can just PM me. There's actually more I want to discuss and try to show examples, but we don't have any more time. We're already over time by 25 minutes, so just PM me if you are interested more. So that's all po.
Okay, thank you. So if you want to stay, you can stay, but there's clarification for Samuel, no? Samuel? Okay, so I'll have this screen. Okay, because uh, Samuel is makulit, no? You know what makulit is, Samuel? I think no, no? Okay, sige. Okay, he's asking about this one, no? This is from your textbook actually, no? Sige, let's have this. Okay, the constant there. Oops. Okay, sige. So for this one, Samuel, no, your question is the constant 2, no? Okay. So this is from your textbook, huh? So for this one, why this became 2 raised to 3? Because of this 8, no? That when you raise 2 by 3, it is but 2 times 2 times 2, it's 8, right? Okay. Why are converting it? Because 4 is also being converted into that base, no? Like a while ago, John Rain is mentioning about that. How do you solve for n, no? In those exponents, try to have those bases the same, no? It's but 2 raised to 3. Okay, it was converted also there. So for this one, I think you are asking about the constant. No, what happened to those constant? 8, no? It became 2 raised to 3. Why? Because in the parentheses, it is also converted into, this is A9, right? It's a 2 raised to 3. Parentheses, having 4, 4 is what? 2 raised to 2 also, no? They are but the same. See? So 4 is 2 raised to 2. But 8 is just there, no? It's not uh, gone yet. Okay, and then what do we have now? Is 2 raised to 3. What happened to 2 raised to 2? Why is it negative 16 now? Okay, in here, no? Why? What happened here? From here. See, this one. Okay, why? Because this actually 2 here, no? Sorry. If it will go up, okay, in your negative exponent becomes a negative. Okay, remember that, no? Okay, that is why it's 8. Remember this, right? It's a negative n is equal to 1 over a raised to n, or a raised to n is equal to 1 a raised to negative n, no? This 2 will actually just switch, no? Okay, so for this case, it is equal to what? Okay, so this 2 raised to 2 will just be kicked up or kicked down, no? This 2 raised to 2. Okay, it becomes a negative now. That is the essence of that. Okay, when you were learning that in the grade 9. So 2 raised to negative 2, it's what? Uh, Coming from here. And then 2 the exponent of 8. No, this is a product of a product. Okay, negative 2 times 8, it becomes now your 2 raised to negative 16. Okay, and then what happens to constant? You say, no, 8 is not there anymore, but they were, 4 is not there anymore, but they were actually converted into 2, no? And then you have this product, no? Okay, remember that in your law, that if you're going to actually multiply an x times, okay, this one, x cubed and x squared, it is x5, right? Just adding the exponent. So for this case, negative 16 plus 3 give you negative 13. Okay, why am I actually adding 3 and negative 16? Because this is multiplication in between, right? Okay, and then 2 raised to negative 13. And then, if you want that to be expressed in a positive exponent, you have it down again, no? That right one, of course, as the multiplicative identity of any number. It's 1 over 2 raised to 13. That is why, that is your answer. You want to convert that into a decimal, then you may do so, no? 2 raised to 13 is something, no? It's big. 1 over 13, or sorry, 1 over that number is a decimal, huh? Okay, so Sam, can you open your mic? Is it clarified to you now? Whatever happened to constants? You asked that, right? Wala na yata sila. Samuel, open your mic.
Hello?
Yes. Is it clear now to you?
Yes, yes, hello.
Okay, sige. So I was worried actually with that constant that you're talking about. Okay, sige. Okay na tayo na, John Rain. Thank you, John Rain, so much. Eliza, it will be tomorrow. And ganun lang talaga, no? We need time to be actually extending ourselves, right? Because they are not finished, no? With their topics. Yeah, it's okay actually to be extending time. Thank you, John Rain, and thank you, Eliza, and everybody who is present. Okay na tayo, no? Okay, sige. Say thank you to John Rain. Okay, bye-bye. Hope you learned something today. Okay, very good. Thank you, thank you.